Welcome to Co-working Live. We are here to do the Pomodoro style method today. So we're going to be working for 50 minutes on. We're going to take a 10-minute break where we have a little chat, answer your questions that you've left us in the comments or the live chat as well. Then we get back into work for another 50 minutes and then we break for our final 10 minutes. But usually we let that 10 minutes run, just talking with you, catching up, seeing what you're working on, share what we're working on, but also answer your questions too. So feel free to use this time to work on your blog. If you're working on your blogs, your social media content, you might be working on the day job today. That's okay too. Or you might be studying as well. So use the time to do as you please. With that said, today is the last Monday in March. We are officially at the end of Q1. So for our bloggers today, we're going to try and use today to kind of just clean up some of the mess, recalibrate and repivot for Q2 ahead. What is on your agenda, Fran, for today's co-working?
I have too many things. I don't know which one to tackle. A couple of things I do need to plan today, and I might do that now, or I have Facebook to schedule. I have Pinterest to schedule because we do have a coworker that got us on like the Pinterest bandwagon, checking at our analytics and stuff, which do account for a good RPM. So I might be working on that. I did schedule already some stuff for today for Pinterest, but I need to fill it in a little bit more. So I may do Pinterest, I may do Facebook. We're going to see what happens when I go over here. And I also need to plan out new videos for my ad player on the website, only because I ended up putting vertical videos last month when I enabled that on my Mediavine ads, and they don't have enough. I was on their monthly call, and they don't have enough ads yet for vertical because they just added that. So that's probably one of the reasons why that's been lower. So I do want to plan out some shorter videos to stick in there that, work with long form, format, horizontal landscape format. So I may plan those out. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I have those three things to play with.
You have things to do. I want to shout out Tiff. Tiff says hello. She is here, although she might have dipped. But hey, Tiff, just wanted to say hi to you there. For me, it really is inbox zero. I am going to use today to kind of clear up my inbox in terms of planning. The one thing, listen, I'm going to do my inbox just because it's a great way for me to clear my head,
I never do my inbox.
I don't have the focus right now to kind of really dig into the content I want to dig into. The one thing that is top of mind that I might end up working on is YouTube. So I'm getting back into YouTube. I have a easy format that is going to actually just allow me to talk about the things I want to talk about. Instead of being super algorithmic focused, because I've been super focused on the algorithm and lots of things. So I'm going to be playing. So in terms of work, it's going to be some YouTube, but I will be heavily focused on my inbox. I get pitches, so it's also good to kind of just see what's there and maybe get some ideas for content. Who knows? I'm keeping an open mind just because there's a lot going on up here.
Basically, however, today is a scattered brain, it looks like.
It's the end of Q1 and it's scattered. But before we get into working, I forgot to mention, today's going to be the last time we are doing the Pomodoro format like this live. Okay, last one. So if you need that accountability where we're working for 50 minutes and chatting for 10, check out our replays. We've been doing it since January. So you have about 12 of those. I'm going to go on a limb and say 10 at the minimum. So check out the replays. We have that for you. We are instead going to be chatting every Monday. So co-working isn't going anywhere. We are still co-working, but now we're really going to focus on chatting and working with you all because we've noticed a lot of y'all peep and y'all come at the end because that's when we can really chat with you, answer your questions live and just kind of get into the nitty-gritty of things beyond filter. But we're also going to still be working. We're going to be sharing our experiments that we're working on in real time. A big one is going to be podcasting. More on that, I think we'll talk about in the middle break, because we got to go. We got to start working now, but we'll be talking more about the podcasting. It's going to be all Q&A, all live experiments during this coffee break chat. So come with your coffee, come with your favorite beverage, even if it's water, that's okay. and we'll be chatting back and forth live. But for now, that is the news. I'm really excited to chat more with you all. But now we got to go into do some deep work. Again, just pop your questions in the chat. We'll circle back on it during the break and we'll put on some music and we're going mics off. Okay, we are back. We are back. So I ended up doing something completely different. I'm planning to make my comeback to YouTube because I've been abandoning my channel. So I ended up editing a video. So see, I came here saying I was going to do inbox work and that didn't happen. What did you end up doing, Fran?
Very little.
That's okay.
I did schedule a couple of pins. That's about it.
Okay.
I wanted to do my Facebook stuff, and then when I went to look at my plan for what I need to share on Facebook, I need to update blog posts, and I didn't feel like doing that. I opened the blog post and I was like, nope, not
Yeah,
happening.
that happens. That happens. Okay. So before we get into the questions and the things, because we've seen some questions in the comments. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Announcement. Today's going to be the last Pomodoro style co-working that we'll be doing, where we work for 15 minutes, take the 10-minute break, which this is that right now. This is the last time we're going to be doing that. Instead, we are going to have a coffee chat. So every week we're going to have the coffee chat, live Q&As. We're going to share what we're working on, experimenting on, just everything in real time. So if you want that co-working accountability, check out the replays, check out today's replay, all the other replays to keep you company while you are working. So there is that. We'll still have the board meeting next week. So next week is board meeting, just overall trends for the month, what's new and all the things. All right. So keep that in mind. We hope you'll join us for coffee chat. It's going to be constant chatting throughout, and bring your questions as well. So let's go to the questions. First up, Keisha. Good morning, Keisha. Keisha's excited to hear our thoughts on podcasting. Huge things are happening in podcasting. Yeah. We're really going to get deep into that at next week's board meeting. But one of the big things is the new Apple Podcasts. You can now toggle to video. So if you're already podcasting, check with your host. We checked with ours. They're not really there yet, but we're hoping by next week's board meeting, they'll be there so we can share more with you. But podcasting is changing. What are your thoughts on podcasting, Fran?
Yeah, I'm just excited to enable video on Apple Podcasts. I've been already using it on Spotify. Check out also a couple of weeks ago on co-working, we talked about all the announcements of why video podcasting is important. And I think how that's going to compete a little bit with YouTube and maybe take some of that audience. So I'm excited. Our host has not enabled that, but they did say this week. So hopefully by next week, we will have tested it. And obviously we're not going to have results because it's going to be brand new, but we will be able to at least tell you guys how it's working and some of those things. So I'm excited. I think it's going to make a difference.
Yes. So stay tuned. We're really going to get into it. And like Fran said, we'll report back. Okay, Missy. Hi, Missy. Nice to see you. Listen, if you weren't at co-working last week, Missy got us into the Pinterest of it all. Missy, we are going down the Pinterest rabbit hole. Okay, we are going down there. We are making plans.
I have my pin scheduled on I dusted off my Tailwind account.
There you go.
Schedule for today.
Yes. So we're glad you're back for co-working this week. Missy, Missy has a question. How are you guys using AI on your blogs, if at all? For me, I can just tell you straight up, I'm not using AI to write my blogs at all. I actually don't think it's a good idea. And it's not because I'm one of those people who are anti-AI. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of the purists. I just truly and strongly believe that if you are going to rank nowadays, you can't use AI to beat the AI overview. For me right now, it's strictly human experiences. Where I use things and tools that use AI, it is to repurpose my original content. So for example, I just told y'all I was editing a YouTube. That is a great way to use AI is to use the transcript from my video I'm editing right now in Descript. That is a great way to pull social media content from my pre-existing words. I do not recommend, listen, I have nothing against the people who do it. I don't recommend it for lasting growth at all. What are your takes on the AI?
I definitely think it can help you a lot on analytics analysis. So I do use it for that. And you can do this many different ways. You can actually take screenshots of your analytics and upload that. You can download some data. as Excel spreadsheets or whatever, and upload that and have it analyze data for you, so you can maybe catch some things that you may have missed. So I definitely think in the analytics and content planning aspect, it can help you a lot, because it can go through a lot of data that you just don't have the time as a single person working on a blog, because, you know, we have time limitations. So I definitely think on that kind of back stuff and processing data, it can be very helpful. Like Victoria said, you don't want to rely on AI for writing, especially because you can kind of tell most people don't use AI like to really give it their thoughts, and they just regurgitate whatever the AI is putting out, and that's not good information. So you're just producing more slop. So I definitely think you need always to think how you're putting your content first. So that has to always come from you. And, you know, along the way, use tools, sure. But I think the biggest thing for AI is helping you process data and, you know, cutting some of that time.
Yeah, for sure. I also like when, for example, I'm working again on a video. So that's where my mind is right now. It can also pull clips from your existing content. So my video right now is 30 minutes long, right? And you have certain services that will pull clips from my actual video. That is helping me. But again, it's still my original content. And again, it's not about being a purist. It's about, there's lots of AI generated content out there. How are you going to stand out? It's original photos, your original thoughts, your lived experiences. AI can give you a great content calendar, but when we come here and we share that, listen, life is lifing.
Yes, but no. I mean, the content calendar ideas that you're going to get from AI is still bad. You need more ideas.
No, not necessarily content creation ideas, but it's more like AI can give you ideas specific to you and your life. So it can give you, for example, you say, because I've seen people talk about this online, where, for example, they want to eat more healthy. AI can give you a menu. Okay, let's say you have a blog about food. AI can give you the menu, but what the human is going to infuse in the content that AI isn't going to, if you just rely strictly on AI. Same thing with content creation. You're like, give me a content plan. It is going to give you a content plan, but it can't give you the human element. So that's what I'm saying. Like when we come here and we talk about the content plan, we infuse the fact that, one, life has been lifing and things happen. So that is what you need to put in your content as well. That is how someone will be able to connect with you. So again, it's not from an AI purist. It's just AI still, regardless. It can't speak from a human point of view. And that is the part I want to drive home. So I think you should start, and not just you personally, but just anyone creating content, start from your original experiences as well. Sometimes you might not be able to find the words, which is why, again, I will sit down in front of a camera and go, na, 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 right? Put that out there. But then I can use a tool like Descript or vidIQ or stuff like that. And then it pulls the best short clips from me going, na, 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 na. You see what I mean? And when it comes to the blog writing, I really think it's important to start with you first. Let AI be the tool. Don't let AI create content for you.
Right.
Okay. Jumping to Tiff's question. So I did film some TikTok in the unfiltered style, but I noticed in the videos I sound nervous and look a bit unconfident. Should I refilm or just post them as is? I'm just going to tell you, girl, post as is.
Post
as is, because if you don't post as is, you're going to constantly be in the critiquing yourself and no content ever goes out there. And again, I will forever say this, people love a glow up. They love to see you evolve and go with you. What's your take, Fran?
Exactly the same. I think especially so for my YouTube channel, the blog was open since 2011. We started the YouTube channel, I think it was in 2013 maybe, or 2012. And then in 2019, I stopped it. And then when I came back to YouTube, because I had the mentality back then that I had to look a certain way. Everything had to be perfect. The editing, the this, the that, the effects. And when I came back to YouTube in 2024-ish, I made myself post because I didn't want to make the videos. And I made myself post however I looked. a hot mess. I didn't set anything up. Like if you go back to the 2024 videos, I put them up there and that they are what they are. And the practice of going through and just letting that be, and they're not perfect. And was I still criticizing myself? Yeah, but I got over that. So I think the moral of that story is you're gonna get over your perfectionism and like your critiquing by putting it out there. If you wait to refilm so that it's perfect to your standards, you're not gonna get over that ever, and then that's always gonna be in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I just feel get the content out there. It doesn't matter if it's a slow day, just work with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I also just want to throw in there's nothing wrong with repurposing content as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
also kind of want to, put that to the forefront. People don't remember, okay?
Yeah.
But the most important thing is
So,
just get started,
yeah.
definitely getting started. All right, just general comments. Yes, Missy, we are on the Pinterest bandwagon. I did see when that came in. Hi, Wanjiru. Wanjiru saying, that's
Hello.
great, Missy. Love Pinterest. Wanjiru, what's working for you over on the Pinterest? Let us know. Missy got into it with us last week, and we appreciate. And I'm glad the AI conversation made sense because I know there are two kinds of people. The people who go ham on AI and all they're creating is AI content, and then the purist. We try to find the happy medium. And the guiding principle is always lead with your experience. I am going to go over time just because I see a lot more of y'all are here. Listen, this is our last Pomodoro co-working where we work for the 50 minutes and we take the 10-minute break. And now we're going to get back into our next 50 minutes, but I'm eating some of that time by talking to you now. Next week, it's just going to be straight chatting because we have our board meeting, first Monday of the month. But every Monday after that, we're going to have our coffee chat. We're going to be here. It's going to be straight Q&A because we can tell you're like the Q&A. We also want to know what you've been working on the weekend, if you've tried something new, and sharing feedback because we're going to be sharing our live experiment feedback with you as well. So if you need the Pomodoro method accountability, check out the replays and all that stuff. But we're excited to be chatty every single week so we can just really get into the meat of things. So yeah, let us know if y'all are excited for that starting next week. Let us know in the comments, in the live chat. If you have any more questions, let us know as well. We're going to go back into the work. And we'll circle back and we'll chat with you soon. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119 And we are back. Yes, I see you over there saying no, even though I can't hear you.
I gotta finish 110.
Work on it. Work on it.
You keep talking.
Yes, everyone else, we're off. So now we're back to the chatty bit. It's our last one. It's our last Pomodoro co-working. Pop the questions that you have in the chat so we can get to it. Let us know what you've been working on, what you've been doing. If it's just a day job day, that's okay too. Let us know as well. Going back to our first break, when I asked Wanjiru about Pinterest, they replied, honestly, 90% of my traffic is from Pinterest and I only pin once a day. All right, then. Well, let us know. Are you doing it natively on the Pinterest platform? If you don't mind sharing, let us know what your roundabout general niche is. I remember Missy said they're doing lifestyle and, recipes, nails, things. I remember the nails because I think I used it for an example. I remember, you see, certain things stick out to certain people, okay? Because that's also helpful for us. We're going to try and get back into Pinterest so that we can, one, grow our traffic. Hello, we're trying to make money over here too. But also so we can talk about it more in depth, because last week I shared a lot about Instagram and all the things. What else is going on? I'm really excited for us to get into the podcast next week. Actually, you get an email from the peoples about, let me see if they've done anything about the video podcasting. If you are new here, we, at the top of the month, March's board meeting, we had shared that video podcasting is where it's at. So even if you're just uploading audio right now, you really need to get into the video, start turning on the camera and recording those clips, because right now, Apple Podcasts, as we speak, go find some super popular podcaster that you know. Odds are they have video natively. Because I've consumed content now that way over this weekend. And it's working. It's flawless. Normally, we're used to going to YouTube to go check out the video if we want to see it for podcasters that we've listened to. Now it's native in the platform. Spotify was already there, but Apple is doing it, and it's going to be through our host. So we've been checking to see.
We've been checking. I sent them a message because I wasn't there. We use Captivate, and we did get a message back that it was going to be this week. So nothing's come through yet, but I'm excited. I think we also both checked our podcast stats, and what was it, like 90%, I think, if I remember correctly, is Apple Podcasts. So I am excited to be able to put video to that and see first of all, even see what kind of analytics we're going to get. I hope that that is what, we'll be able to see people are consuming video or they're consuming audio. But I think it's going to be a learning experience as it goes, probably evolves as well. But I'm excited. Lots of things that we're testing though too, because I mean, obviously we already talked about the Pinterest, which we're getting back into, but also we will be working on updates on Substack, and we actually are very excited about the fact that they added scheduling for notes. So I scheduled my first note last week just to test out the system if it was working, because as you guys know, we left Substack from a publication point of view and like writing content on Substack, like using Substack as a blog or newsletter. We're not doing that, but using Substack as a social media platform through the notes feature was something that we would have considered using, except it didn't have a scheduling option. And they introduced that last week. So I had tested it out after so long of not even using my account. And I have to say, one note, and I got like 50 click-throughs on the link to the blog from that note. And it was a note that was going through to an email sequence. So it was kind of like just for that. I got subscribers to that email sequence. Not only that, I have one person that actually got the first email and already replied back with like thoughts. So I'm like, yeah,
okay,
it's good. So
okay.
I just scheduled Substack for today. Like I'm including it in my rotation. And right now I am not going on Substack strategy. I'm just repurposing what I put over on Facebook or the YouTube community tab, and that's going on Substack, and we're going to test out and see what works.
So I forgot about it. See what I'm saying? I need to write it down on the calendar because, like Fran said, we were there. Here's the thing. We went there for two reasons. We needed an email service provider, but we also wanted a paywall. Paywall superseded everything. Mm-hmm. We are advocating. So if you're new here, we are advocating that you don't do paywall content. You have to build your audience, and then your audience will tell you what to paywall, because what you think and you create it, they're never going to come. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. It's just, unless you're a big established creator. I'm just talking about us regulars. All right. So anyway, Substack had the outlook that it really wasn't a newsletter first. It's like a newsletter for beginners, but it's also a blog for beginners. However, the social media side of it, I felt it. Like last year, this time, I was telling Fran, like, listen, the notes are notesing. She'll tell you, like, I had notes reaching, thousands of people. However, it wasn't converting to free subscribers. So I kind of knew even then that this feels very social media forward. And then they started adding the video clips like TikTok and stuff like that. So here's our thing. Our blog, our .com is always home base. And that's something, even as new platforms pop up and new things that we talk about pop up, the one thing I want for us, for our community, for all of us sharing in the comments, for all of you sharing in the comments, never lose the fact that your blog is home base. Don't ever try to make somewhere else home base. I think that's where we run into problems as content creators. But it is good if you have the bandwidth to test something new. So because I had the experience with notes when I went ham on it, January, February, March, April last year. So I felt the social element. So I posted one note, let me tell you, because I pulled it up. I posted the note on Friday, so 3 days ago. And it has 11 likes, 1 restack. But the most important thing, the thing care about is the clicks. I got 100 clicks, and it's to an old piece of content. It was my spring guide. And I had published that the first Friday in March. So it's like a month old, you know what I mean? But it's new to these people over here and they're clicking on it. So again, when we say blog is home base, for me, I'm not writing anything for vibes. We are not starting a publication. If you had a publication and you deleted it, that is fine. Just use the notes function. And the reason it's exciting for us is because you can schedule notes. So you can spend an hour and have your notes up for the week if you want to do multiple notes a day or 1 note a day, whatever it is. But if you have the profile already, we're not adding to your to-do list. But if you're already over there, I think that is worth considering. Missy said, wait, so you can link blog posts to a note. Yes.
Just drop the link, the
Just
URL
drop the
as
link. Think
part
of
of
it like
the
Facebook.
text.
Yeah, think
Yep.
of it like Facebook. Missy says anything that lets me link out, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's
So
it's
as you're typing out your note, it's just text. It does
yeah.
give you a little bit of formatting, like you can do bolds and italic, a couple things, and you just drop the link, just whatever, and it will populate a little preview to the link, which I usually leave in there. If you have a YouTube channel, it will bring in the thumbnail, and you can also add an image. So if you have anything eye-catchy, if you want to add that to the note as well, you can add that. So yeah, drop those links.
And I think they've refined the algorithm, because I just went back to another guide I had posted over there at the time. And the view stats, because I did one on winter, and that was dated December 13th, just for context, y'all. And that had 80 click through. So I find it interesting. The one I did 3 days ago has so much. And again, I'm trying to look at things that are similar. I'll see if I can scroll back to last year, the spring, to kind of really do our apples to apples. Well, not really, because so much time has passed, but just to kind of have that comparison. Because again, when I tell y'all I was on notes, I'm still scrolling. I was getting a lot of engagement, just not conversions to paid or even free, to be quite frank. So I think they're making different changes to the algorithm. That they were trying to attract the TikTok crowd. If y'all are new here and you didn't know, they were investing heavy in TikTokers. That would have been late 24 because of the ban in the US. So their goal, their hope was like, oh, let's get those people, Oh, wait, I think I'm almost there. Oh, wait, guide worthy. Oh, yeah, I am talking about it. Oh, see, this was when I had it behind the paywall. The worst thing I could have done for my content. Yeah, that's a dumpster fire. But I have some blog links. Okay, yeah, let me look at this for a rainy day. The stats. Oh, yeah, I got a paid subscriber from one, a free, and 36 clicks. I find it interesting that one got 100. Maybe it's timing. Who knows? Maybe they've refined the algorithm. Point is, we'll be experimenting and reporting back. Also want to shout out Peace and Make. I am building my I think you were typing YouTube. Maybe if you're working on your YouTube, amazing. I am making my YouTube come back. I looked and I saw my last upload was February 20th, y'all. I do lives with Fran over there as well, but my last upload was a minute. So I'm working on my YouTube right now. I was editing my video in Descript, and now I'm actually going to upload. So let me actually let it upload while I'm chatting to y'all. But yeah, that's it. Oh, news. Okay. Now it's uploading. It's doing its thing. Okay. News. If you missed us earlier, I'm just saying it again for people who have rolled in. Today's our last Pomodoro co-working. So if you need this kind of accountability, check out the replays that we have. All the live replays are there since we started in January. Next week is our board meeting. So we are still meeting 10 a.m. Eastern time next week for board meeting. For board meeting, we're going to cover everything that happened in March, everything you need to be looking forward to in April, including topics, trends, content that you need to be creating, that you need to be promoting, but also that you need to be thinking about and planning ahead. So you're going to get that. We're going to get deeper into the podcasting, the video podcasting, so we can give you that update. We'll tell you about the experiments we're working on, all the things. It's just, this is a general, again, board meeting, mini State of the Union kind of vibe. So be sure to join us next week, all chatting, no silent co-working. But the following week, when we normally would have silent co-working, we're going to have the coffee break chats. So moving forward, every week is going to be chatty. It's going to be Q&A. What else did I write down? Again, updates, the live experiments, just co-working in a more interactive basis. Because we notice y'all like the chatty bits, and that is okay. We're not mad at it, but we are paying attention to our analytics. We're paying attention to the things the same way we tell you all to pay attention. And we realize you all love the chatty. So you can have the quiet accountability through the replays. Outside of that, is there anything else that
That's
is
it.
fine, Fran? No? Okay. Well, that is it. So we hope you'll join us at co-working. I will have the links scheduled so you can, click the notification bell and your reminders by the end of the week. Pay attention to the community tab. You'll get news there as well. That's another thing we need to experiment with is community tabs, both
Yeah.
on our personal blogs, but also here. So that's another reason to keep an eye
You
over
can
there.
also drop links to your blog on the
Mhm.
community tab, not just YouTube. So, keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind.
Because it does drive clicks. Just saying.
It does. Okay. So anything to drive clicks, remember, blog is the home base, and everywhere else where we show up, it is either for them to get to know us personality wise, which is what we're doing here, connecting with the community, or it's simply to drive links to the blog. All right.
Yeah.
Because that's how we get paid over here. But, anyways, thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us. We're very excited to be more chatty every week instead of, just focusing on these little moments. So, as you have those thoughts, put them in your notes app on your phone, your questions, when you see things out there in the streets, report back to us so we can check it out and test it out and report back to you. So be sure to do that. And we will see you all in the next live next week, Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. Bye.
Bye.